Hi, I just got back from the doctor's office. I'm super excited to share this information with you. It's been about 2 years since I was diagnosed with autoimmune, so I thought this is a perfect day to check in real quick and let you know what my labs are looking like and how I'm doing. Also, if you missed the announcement video, I just launched my website. It's called VegRemedy.com. And if you missed my announcement, I have written a book for you guys detailing every single thing I did to reverse my autoimmune. So it's up until the point where the blood work changed. I go into a little bit of what I'm eating now, but that'll be separate. It's the nitty gritty of what I did for 30 days to get those numbers down and get my symptoms to go away. And it's 2 years later and they are gone. They have not returned. I'm still symptom free and I got some blood work to back it up that's really good. On the website, you can also book a session with me. A lot of you have asked me to mentor you through this or support you through this on a one-to-one basis. I don't have a lot of time for that, but I did put some appointments out there if anyone's interested. I would love to support you through your health journey. I'm not a doctor. None of this is medical advice. This is just my personal experience, and I know a lot of other people have had it too. And I've had so much feedback from you guys telling me that you've been doing these things, trying my recipes, and then it's worked for you. I'm really happy to hear that. It's not going to work for everybody, perhaps, but if it helps some people, great. And I think, you know, we're all a little bit different. You may need to tweak stuff here and there to fit your body, but it's worked for a lot of people. And it's based on Dr. Goldner's protocol, which she has worked with thousands of people. And she's had so many good results with hers. She's helped so many people reverse really bad stuff. So it's working for me and I couldn't be happier about this. So if you want support from me, vegremedy.com, you can book a session, get the book, leave a comment. There's a bunch of pictures of food. If you click on that, it'll take you right to the video where I make it. I am working on a recipe book, but boy, that is really time consuming and I just don't have a lot of that right now. So there's not a ton of sessions available and I don't have the recipe book out yet, but there are some recipes in the book that I did write. I'm just gonna try to do more because you guys are always asking me for recipes. And the reason I don't have that is because of the way I cook, I never measure anything. So it takes a while to figure all that stuff out, to try to create measurements when you never do that. And I do want you to be able to go in the kitchen and make food without a recipe because I think that that is important for your ability to create fun, exciting food and satisfy all your cravings, right? When you can just go in and throw something together. We need things to be quick. We need things to be easy, not tons and tons of ingredients, right? So I want to encourage you to do that, but I know that you want those recipes, so I am working on it. It's going to be a while though. It won't be till next year before I have that. So meanwhile, I think there's 10 recipes in the book, in the ebook, and there's meal plan examples. It's exactly what I did, step by step, what I did to reverse autoimmune and get the numbers 2 years ago. So what I really like is the sustainability of this. So I'm eating very exciting food. I love my food, never been more strict, never loved my food more. I say this all the time, but I am so excited about my food. I can't wait to eat lunch. It's gonna be lunchtime soon and I'm gonna have some fabulous thing. I haven't decided what it is yet. Probably a giant salad or a noodle bowl or something. And I'm excited about it. I know it's gonna be delicious. And I never looked forward to my food in the same way that I do now. It's awesome. So I would love to share that with you and see you get the results too. So these are my labs that I got my blood drawn a few days ago. And I went in to see my provider and she was so happy with this. She's like, I'm totally surprised. I can't believe you did this. There was one number in particular I was focused on that's different that we haven't talked about yet, and we'll talk about that today because I think we all need to pay attention to this number that nobody ever talks about. And the number that in the past that I've been bummed out when I do these lab results is that CCP3, right? I'm always focused on that. And that's the antibodies that are circulating in your blood. And my provider's like, this is not as big of a deal as you think it is, you know, because all your other numbers are so good. But I was really wanting to bring that number down. It maxes out at 250 and I was testing at 250. So it could have been 1,000 and I could not pinpoint what was causing it because I was doing all the right things. I'm not sure what I did to bring it down, honestly. I'm just doing the normal things that I've been doing, but it came down. So maybe it was just time, but it's like 170 now and it was over 250. So that number's come down. I'm not testing positive at all for inflammation. No RA factor. My ESR sediment, that was never a big deal anyway. I think the highest it ever was 8. Now it's 1. That even went down. My regular blood panel, because I always try to get a CBC whenever I do my other blood work, all those numbers were great. She's super happy with that. And CRP is great. These are harder to read. So I have a new provider now where I'm getting my labs, and it's much different to read this off from my old labs. So it's harder for me to do. But those were the key numbers. All the autoimmune stuff is testing great. She said, you're really not even testing positive for autoimmune anymore. She's like, it's negligible what is showing up on here. You've totally reversed it. And I'm not having the symptoms. So it's been 2 years since I've had the symptoms, and I was having terrible symptoms when I got diagnosed, right? That's what led to it, is none of my joints were working, everything hurt. My hands were all red with inflammation. My feet weren't working right. Nothing was working. I was super inflamed, in pain all the time, and it was just one thing after the other. And then so the blood work, so when I went to the provider, they suspected this, gave me the blood work, and that's how I found out. And I immediately set out to reverse this. I spent a day feeling really sad, because it's scary. You get on Google and you see the pictures and you read about the autoimmune complications, and it can be really, really scary, right? And I let myself, have those emotions. I let myself be sad, and then a couple days later I was going to solve it. And I just decided that I'm going to reverse this, because I was very nutrition minded before, and I understood the power of food before. I already ate pretty healthy, but not healthy enough. And I had a lot of changes I had to make, and I was totally willing to do it. And 2 years later, this is where we're at. Like, it's reversed and the symptoms are still gone. And I'm so happy about this, because I didn't want to take that medication. What they were offering me had really scary side effects, and I didn't want to do it unless I absolutely had to. So I really wanted to find another way to handle this. And it's had another thing, and we're going to get to this brain stuff, because I'm really wanting to prevent any cognitive problems, because I'm older now, right? And I don't want to, people have Alzheimer's at my age, so I want to do anything I can do to prevent that. So the number that you need to test for this is homocysteine. Okay, it's related to your B vitamins, and I'm going to link below this guy's book where I learned this information. They tested all these people with Alzheimer's and without Alzheimer's, and they found out that if your homocysteine is above 10, that can show cognitive decline, right? And the higher the number, the worse it is. And the first time I tested, I think I was at a 12. And the doctor's office, they were like, this is normal, but really for our purposes of preventing dementia, not okay. So I immediately Googled, how do you bring your homocysteine numbers down? And it's through B vitamins. So I want to show you. And I think this is really important. One of the big symptoms I had that was really scaring me at the beginning of this autoimmune journey was brain fog. Really bad brain fog. Couldn't remember anything, couldn't think straight. It was getting really scary, right? And then that first month, the brain fog just lifted. It was wonderful, right? Just the raw protocol cleared up my brain so much, but it gave me a glimpse of how things could be. And I definitely want to prevent this. So I have MTHFR gene mutation. It's very, very common. You can get tested for this. If you do have it, it means you have issues with metabolizing Bs and other issues too, like sensitivity to chemicals, hard time processing, stuff like that. That's a whole nother rabbit hole I don't even want to go down. I went down it a long time ago because I thought maybe it was why I was getting the migraines. And I researched on a lot of Dr. Lynch's stuff. He's a leading guy doing research in this MTHFR realm. It's pretty complicated stuff, but he's come out with these supplements designed for people with MTHFR because we can't process the B vitamins. You can't just take a regular B vitamin. You have to have methylated B vitamins. So it's kind of important information to have if you do have MTHFR. So I got this formula, homocysteine nutrients, to lower my homocysteine levels, and it totally worked. So I started at 12, and now today's I was down to 9. So I really want to be at 8. It's actually, what is it? It's 9. So it's actually 9.6 and I'm shooting for 8. So to optimize lower my risk for dementia. So you want to pay attention to your homocysteine. There's other stuff too, but this is what I'm honed in on right now, is the homocysteine and your omegas. The flax and chia was not cutting it for me, because I got my omegas tested, and I thought I was fine. And I was taking those flax and chia in my smoothies, but it's just not enough. It's not the same as this. Got the blood work, my omegas were too low, my 3s were too low, the 6s were too high, so I started taking this algae. So this is a vegan source of omega-3s. It's a lot more than what you can get in the flax and chia. This is the company I like. It's Barlean's. This not sponsored, but they did send me some product. I bought a whole bunch of this before they sent me the product, and then I reached out to them because I love them so much. And I was like, I want to work with you guys. I love your product. I've been using their products for years, and I just totally trust them. So this is the one I was taking, was the pink lemonade. I'm still taking this. But in light of this dementia stuff, I would consider the fish. They just sent me this. I didn't ask for it. But I think I am going to try it just because I have it after I use this up. So I'll let you know on this, but to stay vegan, which would be my preference, to keep everything plant-based. This one's vegan and it tastes delicious. It's pink lemonade. And so these two things can greatly reduce your chances of dementia. And this also helps with inflammation, helps with the autoimmune. And I'm sure the B vitamins do too. I mean, I don't know exactly what this does for autoimmune, but it's working for me. So, and then we're all different. So the exact stuff that works for me may not work for you, and you may need to make tweaks, but this is a framework that, you can take it and then with your doctor, because make sure you work with your doctor and get your labs so that you really know what's going on. To me, this is just a key part of my process, is to have the numbers, because it's one thing for me to tell you that I don't have any symptoms, but I need to see the numbers to back that up, that I really legitimately don't have the symptoms because I don't have the issue, because it's gone. So I think that's really encouraging. And I think if you're getting blood work every other month or however, whatever your doctor thinks is appropriate for you, it just keeps you on track. But I don't have any problem staying on track at all now. It was tough in the beginning because I didn't want to give up pizza. And technically I didn't give it up. I've had it 3 times in 2 years. And I think I successfully had it without any major issues. Just knowing that anytime I want, I can have it. This is just how my brain works. I don't want to be told you can never have pizza again. That's not going to work for me. But if you're the kind of person that if you do have the pizza, it brings on like a cascade of wanting pizza all the time or other problems, then that's your personality, and that wouldn't be the opposite effect for you. So you kind of have to go with who you are and what you need. But for me, I need to know that I can have the special occasion food. It's just really important to me. And I think the results merit the occasional aberration with the food, right? For special events. But I don't do it very often. And like even the stuff that's a special treat, like I made those crab cakes the other day, and I'm getting the results of the crab cakes, and I was thinking that was kind of a special occasion thing, but I can totally eat that and it's totally fine. So the stuff that you see in my videos, stuff you see on the website, all those pictures of food, you can click on that and see those videos. That's what I'm eating. That's exactly what I'm eating. And it's working for me. After I did the all raw protocol, okay? So I did that first and then added all the other stuff in, and it's totally working. And I'm so excited about it. And I just hope it works for you too. I wanted to share just my enthusiasm for the food, because I'm a total foodie. I'm totally obsessed with food. I look forward to all my meals, and it's wonderful, delicious food with all of these results. So I just think it's important to see that this is sustainable, that it's not a diet that you go on and then it falls apart later. You make these changes and you get these results ongoing, because you don't want to do all that hard work and go through all the raw and make all those changes and then kind of backslide and then end up right at square one, right? You want to keep it moving forward. And that's what I've done in the most delicious possible way. And I'm so happy about it. And that's what I have for you today. I hope you're doing good. Reach out to me anytime. I'm here to support you. And I'll see you real soon. Happy healing.